Hey guys, NGM here. Today is the day you've all been waiting for. Disneyland 1975. I'm going the wrong way. 1975 has been released. The download link will be in the description, along with my new resource pack. I updated it very quickly before we get into the walkthrough. I want to point out that if you haven't seen my previous video of me talking about using my maps on servers, if this applies to you that you want to use my map as a server, I'm basically requiring you to watch that, because that is where I explain all the rules and kind of what I expect from. So now, as we walk forward here to the entrance, the train station is kind of blocked out by the monorail now, which is depressing, but I had to put it there. Well, let's talk a little bit about the resource pack. I currently updated it to 1.10 because the audio files, for some reason, Mojang decided to screw that up. And basically now I had to make some sacrifices. So let's say in the 65, my 65 map, you could press the button in, let's say, Mr. Lincoln, and it'll play the music there, or the Tiki Room. Sadly, you can no longer do that. I had to limit it down to a certain number of audios, which I very basically stuck it with the area music. So such as like Main Street, Town Square, The Hub, Fantasyland, Tomorrowland, Small World, Pirates, New Orleans, let's see, Bear Country, all that. So all the major land area music loops are now on here, so we should not have any trouble with that unless Mojang decides to screw it up again. Like, for example, I would step over these to start the entrance loop, but I'm not going to because that music is copyrighted and I don't want to deal with that. All right, let's get on. Let's start with the tour. All right, first things first, I finally added the train. Now, originally in my 1955 map, I did have a train that went through all around here, and I didn't like it because it blocked out the majority of the train station. Well, I was kind of an idiot, and I could have put the engine there, then the car was over here. So I decided to put it in this update because I forgot to in the 65, and well, anyway, the train is here now, and we now enter Town Square. And now I also need to point this out to you. Let's change it to day. I do need to point this other thing out to you before we continue our tour. Pirates of the Caribbean, the ride, needs a little requirements before you can actually ride it. Because you see, I have a squid problem with Pirates of the Caribbean. So you'll just do what I just did. Come into the locker area. Come in here. A little behind the scenes for you here. Come to these two command blocks. Kill squid for pirates. Turn off, change that. So basically, you're going to come in this one. This one kills the squid, and this one kills the dye or the ink sac that they drop. So basically, what you're going to do is over here, repeat. You're going to set it to impulse. Turn it off. So actually, it is already on. So yeah, these are already on. But to turn it off, you would set it to impulse, and then done. And then it just turns back to a regular command block. But to turn it on, repeat, and it turns purple. So now these things are constant, always active. Do not touch this because it is always active. Yep. So that's just something to keep in mind, because if you don't do this and you decide to ride Pirates of the Caribbean, you are not going to have a fun time, because you're going to be killing squid more than enjoying the ride. And along with that, we have bigger trees. Oh my God, the trees are bigger. Because, you know, it is 2 decades after Disneyland's initial release, and the chunks are not loading for me. Hold on. Okay, that looks a lot better than before. So, yeah, bigger trees. All the trees are bigger because this is 2 decades after Disneyland's initial opening. Over here, we have the Carnation Plaza Gardens. I remember this thing when I first went to Disneyland in 2005. This thing stays here a while, let me tell you. It's kind of good for me because it's one less thing to deal with all these new upcoming attractions. So yeah, the Carnation Gardens are here, and sadly, the house of the future, is no longer here. It is now, I believe, the Alpine Gardens. Then it'll later be transformed into Triton's Garden, and then over to, I think, Pixie Hollow. Yeah, Pixie Hollow, which is what it is right now. Well, anyway, I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be happy about this one. New Tomorrowland. I have a feeling that a lot of you are going to like this update specifically for this reason. New Tomorrowland. It is completely different. We have these lovely fountains over here, and we come up to our first attraction, Adventure Through Inner Space, presented by Monsanto. Basically, what this attraction is that you come in here. This is a giant white telescope, and over here there's a little like doom buggies like that. That's exactly what these ride vehicles are the initial doom buggies in the Omni Mover system. Just little miniatures coming through here, going into this snowflake, because you are shrunk down to the size of a molecule, and you go and explore the inner cells of a snowflake. Will you make it out alive? I guess you need to ride the ride to find out. Over here, oh boy, I'm sure a lot of you old-timers are going to love this. The People Mover, the original People Mover. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that this is the first and only People Mover, original Disneyland People Mover that you can actually ride in Minecraft. That kind of blows my mind a little bit, because you know all those servers are from Minecraft of today, and they do have this center track, but you can't actually ride it because you can't get up here. Well, in this one, you can. However, you are going to have to hold the W key for some time for some of the areas, because sometimes the cars kind of get in the way and they slow you down and that fun stuff. But the People Mover, I never got to experience this in my lifetime. And over here we have the Tomorrowland Stage. Now, some of you were saying that where's Space Mountain and where's all that? Well, there was something here before Space Mountain, and it is the Tomorrowland Stage. Yeah, it's a stage. I actually have no idea what they did on that stage, though. And over here, we have Mission to Mars. Because, you know, by this time, America made it to the moon, and now that ride kind of was irrelevant. So they upgraded it to Mission to Mars. Which, to be honest, it is the exact same ride, but just Mars instead of the moon. And over here, sure a lot of you guys are going to like this one. There's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow shining at the end of every day. The Carousel of Progress is here. And I love this attraction so much, and I was happy to live in all that. But now, actually, in all seriousness, this ride was actually closed in 1973. And, like, because this is 75, and actually this would be America Sings at this point. But because of how historical this attraction is, and it still lives on today in Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom, just the whole history, I decided to add it here in Disneyland, where its birthplace was. So down here is the theater. You have to walk from stage to stage, because otherwise that would just lag up the computer, and I didn't want to do anything with dealing with that. But then you go up an escalator right over there to the top floor, where you can a model of Walt Disney's original concept for Epcot, the experimental prototype community of tomorrow. Get it? Epcot? Well, sadly, it didn't turn out the way the Walt wanted it to, but let's be honest, I don't think they could have ran a legit city in a theme park environment. And over here, we still have the People Mover tracks scattered everywhere. Over here, we expanded the monorail, if you couldn't tell outside already, because in the old update, you would just do a loop here, giant circle. But now it does go outside of the park. However, I'm not doing the hotels simply because these maps are here to represent the history and the evolution of the park itself, not so much as the hotels. Well, for one, because there isn't that much information on the old hotels like the 1955. There are not many pictures of it, so I couldn't build it initially or anyway. So I just straight up plan to ignore the hotels for now. Just concentrate on the park because let's be honest, this park is stressful enough. And if I had to do the hotels, oh God. Anyway, guys, it is time to head for the world of laughter and the world of fears or tears and the world of hopes and the world of fears. Because there's so much that we share and it's time we're aware. Load up, chunks. Because it's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. We have a small world. Presented by Bank of America. Now, a little bit here, what I want to inform you guys about, because in today's Disneyland, you actually enter through this ramp. You don't do that in 1975. You actually come in through this way. You go up and around down here, and this is actually the exit. Why they decided to reverse it these days is simply because of handicaps and wheelchair accessibility and all that, because they couldn't climb these stairs over, so they just did the ramp. So that's the reason why they switched it, but originally you would start here and then exit there. Alright, so nothing has changed in Frontierland as far as I'm aware of. We still have Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland, Mark Twain, the Tom Sawyer Island, but we do have a whole new land. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. We have Pirates of the Caribbean in New Orleans Square. Drink up me hearties, yo ho. And with the addition of New Orleans Square and Pirates of the Caribbean, we have the Haunted Mansion with the ride. Because if you guys are not aware, in 1965, the ride was not built yet, but this facade was. Because of, postponements, and one of those being Walt Disney's death in 1966. But about 6 years later, we finally have the attraction. We have the show building back here. This was probably one of my most fun, attractions to build. Not only because is it my favorite ride out of all of Disneyland, but it also presented some challenges which also made it interesting. So now we come over to our last area. Welcome to Bear Country. Not Critter Country, but Bear Country. We have the canoes over here. Just down a little bit further, we have this restaurant, which I always forget the name of. And we have the Country Bear Jamboree. You know, the Bear Band battle's playing now in the good old KFG. Zeke, Zed, Ted, and Fred in a bar named Tennessee. Yep, we got the Country Bear Jamboree right over here for you, along with the gift shops and all this gift shops. And I have no idea what these were, but I'm pretty sure they were gift shops. But there's no interiors because I don't exactly know what they are. And deep breath. So yeah, the Country Bear Jamboree. I know some of you are going to be really happy to see that. And also, just a heads up, you might want to, if you're a kid who's watching this and not really understanding what these things are, call over your parents, your mom and dad, especially if they've told you stories about Disneyland or stuff like that, and show them this video, or if you've downloaded the map, show them this map, and I'm pretty sure they'll have a lot of memories coming back to them. Because this is about that time of decade where that stuff will happen. And what is going on with my chunks? Jesus! Well, anyway, guys, that has been Disneyland 1975. If you enjoyed this walkthrough, leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more future content. You know, I don't just do Minecraft videos; I do other stuff as well, or at least I'm trying to. Because yeah, this is really the only reason why I have Minecraft videos up on my YouTube channel, is strictly because of this. Enough said. All right, guys. Feel free to download the map. The link to the map will be in the description, as well as the link to the new texture pack or resource pack, whatever the hell they call it these days, will also be in the description. And I believe that is it. I will see you guys in the next one.